period in time.
Yeah, and that's absolutely right. The album, folks, if you haven't gotten it yet, I'm chastising you now. If you haven't got the album yet, you need to run out right now and get it. But it is basically, it sounds like, Matthias, a throwback to the Love at First Sting days, and that's something that we fans were really, really looking forward to. Not like we didn't like Humanity. Like I said, I thought it was a great album, but just the hard,
me too.
the straight-ahead rocking sound that had become the Scorpion staple for so long is certainly prevalent on this album.
Yeah, I mean, I like Humanity Hour 1 as well. It's a great album, and it's great songs. It's just that, we noticed throughout the course of the tour that to keep talking about a concept is something that feels a little bit unnatural, especially when the concept isn't your own. And so therefore we try to stay away from it in the last studio session. And, if you're on the road, the practical thing is, the band is on stage playing the music that people like to listen to, and they all want to have a great party. And
right.
it comes down to that, and to maybe sit at home, to listen to the CD and listen to the lyrics and everything, that's one thing. But on tour, a concept album to be performed on stage is something that felt a little odd for us.
Right.
Or to us.
Matthias, when I'm able to get somebody that's as accomplished as you are in the musical field, that's been around touring and making records for, 3 decades, when you get out on stage, and of course the Scorpions live show is a big part of what the mystique of the Scorpions is, when you get out there now in 2010 versus 1984, what are some of the differences that you see, not only in the age of the crowd, but the reaction of the crowd, and also the difference of the crowd in America, where we are, and Europe, where the Scorpions are based out of?
I must say, I noticed last time we played in the States is about 2 years ago, and we only played a few shows. So this time we are on a real tour again. But I noticed that the audience, it's like we have a very loyal fan base, and they're with us all the time. But they've been growing old with us, and in the rest of the world, there has been a new generation also. Right. In the crowd. So you're very young people. I think it has to do with YouTube. Maybe they get to know bands like us or AC/DC or Aerosmith or Iron Maiden, whoever, older bands that they discover now and they want to see them live. But so it's a nice mix. And the young people always rush to the front of the right. stage and for the first rows, in case there is general admission, of course. And then, that's those we see the most, of course. So right. The impression, it might be greater than it really is. But let's say it's another 10% of younger people at least. And in the States, I'm hoping for this summer tour that we will see the same effect.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'd just like to ask, because the folks like me that are older and have grown up with the Scorpions over the years, we don't charge the breach anymore, Matthias, to grab our beer. We kind of hang back at the back to grab our beer now, but we're still there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I understand. I do the same.
Yeah. I want to talk about the something that's come along recently, and something that it's been around for a while, but I think is more coming back into place with the rebirth of our style of rock and roll, Matthias, and that is the musical festival. There's several that are on the docket this year for the Scorpions. Is that a format that you feel like works for our type of music, bringing our type of rock and roll back to the forefront in the public, which it slowly is? Is that something that the Scorpions like to do, or is that something that you just feel like you have to do to reach more fans?
No, but I think we did it more like subconsciously, that it feels like that our type of music, let's call it the 80s music, 80s rock, that this music seems to be more accepted than it was only recently. The second half of the 90s, when grunge and alternative music was so dominant, this music was fading away, and everybody said, "Oh, this is old-fashioned. This is what we used to like." But I think, call it classic rock, call it whatever you want to call it. It is. It's the type of music that never left the planet. It has just hasn't been in the media so much, and I know people who are listening to this music still and all the time. They don't listen to the radio, they don't listen to only their favorite station maybe, and they just stick to this music. So there's always people who will love this music, and the bands from this time, like us, who are making this music. At the moment, there seems to be a new wave It will never be the same, I'm sure,
Right.
because the times are different. But we are, at the moment we are surfing on a wave, so of excitement for this type of classic rock. Even here in Europe, I don't know about the States so much. I will find out when we come over there in June. But over here, they're playing like 80s music a lot. They're announcing it on the radio, like all the stations that didn't, only like last year. So it feels we are feeling very welcomed with our music at the moment, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be fortunate enough to see the Scorpions at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally in Sturgis, South Dakota. Really looking forward to that, and I think that you will find that American audiences are going to be licking their chops to get the Scorpions